Okay. I think
Why are
we're
you
live.
looking at me like
How
that?
do you feel about going live?
Yeah,
Are we ready?
I think so. Sierra is ready.
Okay. I think that everything is working. Hopefully the technology is working. And hello to everybody out there from Delos on our 54th day of isolation out here in the Bahamas. Can everybody hear us okay? And is the quality of the video okay? If you can, just go ahead and leave a comment. Say something. We have Brady and Alex on the line, and they're going to be like helping us answer some questions. And we're just here today to basically let you know what we've been up to and what the current situation is out here and what we've been hearing with other cruisers. From other cruisers, we're in contact with a lot of people, boats in the Bahamas, and everything else. So.
Yeah.
It's a pretty informal discussion, though. We're just really here to chill and chat. Oh, look at all those comments.
Whoa.
Crazy. Okay.
That's really cool. Oh, I'm so excited,
okay.
Sierra. So many people watching. She's like, what is that?
What is that? So maybe we should just start off with where are we, first of all?
Yes.
So if you want, you can go to Google or Yahoo or Bing or whatever your search engine is and type in where is SB Delos? And there should be a result that comes up from our page on our website that is linked to our live tracker from the satellite, and that will give you an exact pinpoint location. But generally, we are in the Ragged Islands. It's very southern Bahamas. It's a string of uninhabited islands, and we left Puerto Rico, when was it, like early
February?
February?
Yeah. And yeah, we've been here since then.
And then we set sail, and then we were down here about a month
Before.
and then that's when like things started going crazy, and we started getting messages from people asking if we were okay, and they were like, "Well, what's going on in the world?"
And
now
the U.S. borders closed,
Yeah,
and
so
that I
that's-
think was when we were
they
like,
shut down
oh,
flights
shit.
from Europe to the U.S. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And
Yeah.
then they canceled NBA basketball. I was like, if they're canceling the basketball season, then this is like the real deal.
Yeah.
But we're doing pretty well. You know, luckily we had planned on staying out here for a while, for probably a couple months. And so we did a big shop in Puerto Rico. We did a big provision run. We fueled up the boat. And so it's kind of funny to think that, you know, of all the places that we could be in the world at this time, we happen to be together on a sailboat that's like pretty well provisioned and fully self-sufficient from, you know, sun and wind and water maker. And
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. And Sierra is doing really good, as
yeah,
you can see.
she's doing good.
She's learning a lot of new. Her favorite noise now is the fart noise.
She also makes a bird noise, but mostly the fart noise.
But she's doing really well, and we are able to get some fresh stuff for her and kind of save all the good food so she can eat really well. And and so that's really nice. And like Brian said, we are together, and it's just a bit of scary times, I think, for everyone, right?
Yeah, and the information that's coming through is literally changing like hour by hour. Like I don't know what it's like for everybody else out there. I'm assuming that most people watching are in some kind of quarantine or lockdown. But the Bahamas is in itself in total lockdown. There has been a few letters circulated by the police that you're to remain on board your boat. You're not allowed to leave your boat. There's some places where you can go pick up supplies from the dock, and they will like get the supplies and bring them down to the dock for you, which is very nice. We are in an area where there are no supplies, so there are no stores, there's no town, it's just an uninhabited island. And so we've been lucky enough that there have been some people that have been making the trip from, because there are some other cruising boats down here that have been making the trip from where we are up north to either Georgetown or Nassau. And then they're bringing us things like fresh veggies and some staples and stuff.
So we are super lucky
So
to
we're
have
super
those,
lucky in that regard. But
really nice people. And then I think the interesting part is that they have then been in contact with people that could potentially have the virus. So we've been really careful then getting our groceries and taking the correct precautions that we think to not be infected with anything just in case.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that picture I put on Instagram of me wearing the pony bottle and the gloves and the full scuba gear, but that was actually me going to a friend's boat to pick up the supplies from Georgetown. So they both put on a mask. I put on my scuba rag and the little bottle, and it's kind of, we're trying to keep morale up and have fun with the situation and still be careful. But it's weird because I've never been in a situation where you view other sailors and cruisers with an eye of suspicion. The other boats around, like, we've all been down here for a long time. Most of us for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, some even longer. And so it's kind of interesting because we've all been isolated and sort of in self-quarantine together. And so we can guarantee those people don't have any sort of illness. But if somebody new sails in, or if they sail up to Georgetown, then they get put in cruiser quarantine, and they're not allowed to. I mean, we just don't socialize. You say hi from a distance, and it's the weirdest thing.
Also be kind to each other and not put anybody else at risk just in case as well, right?
Yeah,
so it goes both ways.
Yeah, and people are super, super helpful. Those cruises are like, one of the things we're running a little bit low on is toothpaste. And so today, 2 different boats brought toothpaste. Yeah. And then we're going to find something that they need in turn and try and help them out. Mm-hmm. So we're all getting through it together. So can you get off Delos and walk around? Question from Susan.
So far, none of these islands have any inhabitants, and some of these anchorages, we are literally the only boat around. And if we're not, I feel like right now people are taking really good precautions, and you land your dinghy maybe in 2 different spots. You go on your walk. If you see each other, you say hi from a distance and just like hello, and then you walk by yourself basically. So yes, we have been able to get off the boat a little bit, but we are taking.
I do think technically we're not, even though we're out here. I think technically when we go into an uninhabited island, we're not supposed to do that. Okay. But I mean, the spirit of the order, I think, is to keep people from contracting the illness. And if there's nobody around but us, then I feel like going to the beach for a walk is like a little bit of mental sanity for us.
Yeah, it is.
And there's nobody else down here, so.
Yeah. So that's our situation anyway.
Here's a question. Are we washing our produce?
Yes, definitely. So now when we've gotten the produce, I've, wear gloves and masks and wash hands a lot. And then we have been washing it. And we also have been washing packaging and stuff just to be safe. We don't get that much groceries, to be honest. So it's not a big project. But yeah, we have been washing them for sure. So thank you for that question, Christian.
Yeah, like all these people are just locked down.
So I think we got quite a few questions coming, like what Brady and Blue are doing.
Yeah, so cool. What and how are Brady and Blue? So Brady and Alex Blue are living up in the mountains. They have a little place. Last I heard, Alex fortunately had seen this coming, and so she provisioned their place like it was a boat. So she went out, she got a lot of staples and good food. They had 5 feet of snow, last I heard. They're pretty well isolated and doing extremely well. Yeah. I was just actually chatting with Brady this morning. Yeah. And, we miss them.
Yeah, I know. It's
really
so
strange being here without them, but they're doing well.
Yeah.
And they're safe, and they are working on the Svalbard footage. So they're working and they're editing and just trying to retain some sort of a normal life. I guess as normal as you can have in these circumstances.
Yeah.
There's a question, where do you plan on going after quarantine? Okay, so question, where do you plan on going after quarantine from sailing New Horizons? Well, we plan on staying here until things settle down a bit.
Yeah.
We have enough provisions on board to last us for a month quite easily. I just checked our fuel today, and we have enough fuel to go for probably another 12 weeks quite easily, which means we can run the water maker and everything's going good. I configured the washing machine to run off the power inverter, so now we can wash Sierra's diapers, because that was actually our biggest user of diesel fuel, was running the generator to wash the diapers, and now we don't have to do that anymore.
I'm so happy we did cloth though.
I know.
Oh my god.
We would have been out of diapers like a month ago, and then it would be a really bad situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're just gonna stay around here a minimum of 1 more month. We're gonna continue to monitor the situation in the U.S., hope that things improve, because our plans really are to sail to the northeast of the U.S. We were gonna sail into Annapolis and then sail up the coast, perhaps into Maine, and then up into Canada, Nova Scotia, and then we really wanted to sail up to Greenland for the summer. But now the Canadian border is closed. I'm betting that Greenland is closed as well. Certain ports in the U.S. are closed. If we go, and we may be put under quarantine, so...
Which is not a problem.
Which is fine.
I mean, I think that's good anyways.
We're good at quarantining ourselves. Yeah. But we're just going to wait and see if anybody lives up in the area of Maine. Oh, I think we lost the connection, but now it's back. So if anybody lives up in the connection of Maine and has any cool spots or hookups up there, that might be a nice place to find an uninhabited little cove and sit for a little while.
Yeah.
I really don't know. We're sort of making things up. We're sort of making things up as we go, really. So some other questions coming in. Are you streaming via the SAT internet? Yep. So we've been exclusively using the SAT internet since we've been here. And it's a game changer for us. It literally is making it possible for us to work and to answer emails and comments and upload videos, which is how we've been still releasing videos even though we've been here.
And to be able to, family, like keep in contact with everyone when it's like
we've been,
so much.
Skyping or Facebooking with Brady and my mom and my dad and
my mom and everybody,
brother, the whole world. So that's nice. Are we catching seafood to help? Yes. We have actually eaten lobster, I think, about 27 different ways.
Yeah.
So far, we've been doing a lot of, let's say, catch and cook filming. A lot of lobster here. Actually, lobster season just closed the other day, but before it closed, we hunted like a lot, and I was able to fill a good portion of our freezer with lobster. We've also been harvesting a lot of conch because the conch season is still. Sierra loves conch. She loves lobster. There's a lot of grouper. There's a lot of sea bass. A lot of snapper around. So we've upped our spearfishing game.
And it's nice too to just. I mean you just catch what you're gonna eat that day.
Yeah. I mean I can go out and in about 2 hours I can get enough food to last us a week. Yeah. So the only real problem is fresh vegetables and fruit, because we want to make sure that Sierra gets like all the vitamins that she needs, and she needs a lot of iron. So we have some baby formula, and we're putting that in porridge and things to make sure she's getting all her vitamins. But I mean,
good though.
Yeah,
and she's starting to eat a lot more. Her favorite now is banana pancakes.
She loves banana pancakes.
So that's good, because now we have a few eggs and some bananas.
So there are some questions coming through about how we're self-sufficient. So I don't know if any of you saw the last video we did about putting up the new solar panels. We are going crazy on the solar power. Like sometimes I'm forced to turn everything on and turn the ice machine on just because the batteries are fully charged and we have crazy amounts of power. so that's the good news. So
Yeah.
everything's working. The fridges are working. The freezers are working.
Making water.
We're making. The only thing we need the generator for is to run the water maker. So I run it maybe like 1 or 2 hours a week, and that makes enough water for us for the entire week. That uses probably anywhere from 3 to 4 liters of fuel, which is fine.
Yeah.
And that's enough for us to do everything, take showers, wash dishes, do laundry. It's pretty comfortable, really.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have many complaints. Do you have any complaints?
No, I mean Dallas is a great boat, and we do have food. We do have a lot of beans, canned stuff, enough to last us for at least 1 or 2 months if we conserve. And
well, if you consider that we normally have 4 to 6 people on the boat.
Yeah.
And so we're really still geared at provisioning for that. And now it's only the 2 of us and Sierra. The food is like lasting a crazy amount of time. The real problem is they closed all the liquor stores in the Bahamas. So, like when the liquor stores in the Bahamas close, you know that something crazy is going on. So in fact, our friend Andy went up because he ran out of food, and he went up to go provision, and he sent us an email, and he's like, mate, the liquor stores are closed. And he's like, what condition is your still? And I'm like, well, the still is great, but we need sugar. Just buy sugar. And so when he came back, he brought like 20 kilos, over 60 pounds of sugar with him. So we started a moonshine batch. I'm probably going to be distilling it this weekend. And then, we'll be back on the old shine. Oh, Nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy's crazy with his moonshine. Are you still able to get back into the U.S. if they kick you out? So
that's actually one of the things we've been discussing, and I really wanted Brian to check that out, because that would be a potential pickle.
It could be a real pickle.
If the Bahamas all of a sudden say, hey, everyone has to leave because maybe they don't have enough food for even the locals or something. I don't know what the situation could be like. But as of right now, if you are a citizen, which both Brian and Sierra are citizens, so at least they will be able to go into the U.S. And
they allow direct relatives, so you as my spouse could get in, and you as Sierra's mom could get in.
So I mean, if they close it completely, even for citizens, I don't know what we would do.
I don't know. I think, at some point you have to put your safety up there. And I think, at this point right now, we could still get in. Different ports and different states have different laws and different changes. Some places are asking for 14 days quarantine on arrival.
Which I'm happy to do.
No, that's fine.
I would do that anyway, because
so, I mean,
it's important.
Our plan is to hang out here, watch the situation, hope it improves. We're doing well. We've got food. It's quite comfortable here. And then if worse comes to worse, we would just sail in, find a place that would let us come in, and then we would just self-quarantine and sit and wait it out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So many people from everywhere.
Wow,
Argentina.
That's amazing. All over the world.
Oh, it's so cool.
What's it like being just the 3 of us on board?
Yeah, it's actually been really nice. I mean, of course, it's so different. We really miss Brady and Alex, but I think it was time for all of us to kind of try something a little bit different, and just to see Sierra grow on the boat. And now, I mean, she's 8 months old tomorrow.
She has spent half of her life on the boat already.
Yeah, and she's actually in the last month started to be a really happy baby.
And a lot more fun. Like, she's got a little personality, and she's like crawling around, and every other boat around has sort of adopted her. Like, everybody's coming by like, how's the little nugget today? How did Sierra sleep last night? Is Sierra going to go for a walk today? Like, what's going on? How's the baby? And so it's, it's a real community still. Everybody's supporting each other out here. And
just from a distance. And it's just amazing.
Dallas is a big boat.
Yeah.
For the 2 of us. I mean, she's a really big boat. And I sort of forgot, how much space it is for just 2 people and a baby.
Yeah. But it's been really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's more work. There's certain things that
Yeah.
have changed. Like, it's really hard for us to go swimming together or snorkeling together. Scuba diving is out. Like, when I go spearfishing, I have to go with somebody else, or, Karen has to stay in the dinghy and with Sierra. So that's different, and, it's more work. Cleaning the bottom takes me 2 days now
Yeah.
instead of one afternoon with everybody. Anything that breaks, Brady's not around to help. If anything goes wrong on the boat, nobody else is around to help. So we're doing all right.
Yeah.
We're doing all right.
And then
it's a learning experience, though.
Yeah.
For sure, like learning all over again.
And I think whenever I feel a little bit down, you just look into those eyes and her big smile, and I'm like,
yeah,
everything is okay, right?
I mean, I had a really down day. Like, what was it? Day before yesterday?
Yeah.
I was just like really just down on things, and I was like, what are we doing here? Like, the world is falling apart, and I don't know, I think things just got to me, and Karen was there to support me, and I don't know, we were sort of just leaning on each other. And
I think everyone probably out
like
there,
that.
you guys can relate to that. Like, some days we're feeling like, yeah, we can do this, like, it's okay, we're gonna, and then some days you just feel lost and frustrated and scared. And I think just being there for each other and support each other when we have those days are super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a question, are you sailing at all? Yeah, so we, the one thing about the places we're at right now is the anchorages have different protection. And so there's cold fronts that run through here about once a week. And so it'll blow, normally out of the east or east-northeast, and then it starts clocking around out of the north. Like 2 days ago, it blew out of the west. So we, in the last 3 days, we've moved to 3 different anchorages to find safe anchorages depending on the weather. But the sailing is nice. The sailing is beautiful here. The water's flat. The wind is good. The sun is shining, and so
it's not like far distances.
No,
it's
we
like,
sail for like 2 hours. We're at another island, and it's
they're pretty much the same, and it's no settlements or anything.
No, they're all uninhabited. So there's about 4 or 5 anchorages that we sort of rotate around through depending on what's going on. Can you show people what it looks like outside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to see the anchorage? Okay.
Okay.
If we have a laptop, it's wireless. Can you open the door? And I will. While Kaza's opening the door, I'm just gonna. It's Friday, so I'm enjoying some rum. I got this really nice bottle of rum from some people we met in Puerto Rico, and Don Q, Gran Anejo. It's delicious. So thank you for hooking me up with that. Okay, let's go take a look outside. Okay. Watch the baby, don't step on the baby. Okay, it's gonna get real bright here. Okay. This is the cockpit. Let's see, I can walk out on the deck here. There's a lot of, oh, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see, but people have been leaving toothpaste on our deck, and we leave it in the sun to disinfect it. How cool is that? But this is the anchorage where we're at. I bet you the wind is just destroying everything. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But it's beautiful. The name of this island is Hog Key. This is the most populated anchorage. We just came down here last night. We had no idea there would be so many boats, but there's 17 boats down here. No, the weird thing is nobody's out. Everybody's on their boat. Nobody's leaving. So here it is. Normally we're over there. There's people waving. Cool. Here's the new solar panels I installed. I don't know how this is working. I'm literally like holding a laptop up right now. That, and then here's the other ones. So we now have 1,400 watts of solar. And then we're drying our diapers in the sun. been doing lots of foil boarding, and kite boarding, paddle boarding, all sorts of boarding. Okay, I'm not sure at all how the audio worked.
Oh wow, you just pressed something.
Oh shit. Is it still working?
I think so.
Hopefully I didn't turn anything off. What did I do? Generally a bad idea to walk around with your laptop on deck, right? Okay, I think it's still going. Okay. So hopefully you guys saw that. The neighbors were like out there staring at me like, why is that guy carrying his laptop around on the boat, like showing it around to people? Look at her go. Go, little nugget, go. She's just started really getting good at crawling now, huh? Yeah, she's got her cup. Okay, cool. Yeah, so. Okay, now we're back inside. Let me get situated again. See what is going on with the stream action here. Well, looks like the stream is still good. I didn't manage to disconnect us, so that's freaking amazing. But I'd say, you know what? We're doing good here. We're just living our life, keeping our chin up, and waiting for things to improve, hopefully at some point. Another question: have you been diving? No, that's one of the things. haven't been doing any scuba diving.
No. It's just really
it's
hard
just with the two of us.
But free diving. And
yeah,
snorkeling.
A lot of free diving, a lot of snorkeling, but
Yeah.
not so much on the scuba side.
Yeah.
I saw a question come through about what are our plans for the hurricane season. So that's one of the weird things is we can hang out here really easily, for the rest of April and probably through May. But as it starts to get into July 1st, I think, is the official start of the hurricane season. And so the last thing we want to do is be caught between a hurricane and a pandemic. I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, that would be like, oh geez.
So I think
too much.
We'll probably have to make a decision sometime in May.
Yeah.
And our cruising permit runs out middle of May. And I heard that. Sorry, dropped a toy. There we go. I heard that they're not renewing cruising permits because it's hard for the local. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just.
You just have to see what happens. Just wait and not take too much. You can shift so fast, so we just have to wait and see.
And I guess the pros about us being out here too is that we're so isolated. We've really reduced our exposure to the virus. Mm. But on the other hand, if we get sick, the con is that we are really isolated and there's no medical care. We're a 3-day sail from the U.S. A 1-day sail up to Georgetown or Nassau, but I don't really think that we're not betting on getting any help or assistance from anybody but ourselves, so we're just being ultra cautious. As long as we just stay alone and are really careful when we get our grocery deliveries, then we reduce our risks, huh?
And there's the question, have you been using the AC? No. Actually,
no.
It's been really good here. It's been a good
fine.
breeze, and it's been actually a little bit chilly in the nights. So I think we haven't been needing it at all.
And I can't spare the diesel fuel right now.
No.
We're being super conservative with the generator, and
we're just
using it to make water.
Nice there.
Yeah. What do you do about health insurance? You have health insurance?
Yeah.
Sierra has health insurance.
So I and Sierra have a health insurance, like a Scandinavian one or a European one, I guess. And I think it's a really good one, and it does cover us for all illnesses and stuff, and they help you a lot if something would happen. And yeah, I feel pretty good with that. You don't have any?
No, I'm literally rolling the dice.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an emergency fund set aside should anything happen. Mostly saved up from all the money that I've not spent on health insurance. which is actually a substantial amount at this point. So,
Yeah.
it's just all self-funded.
We can actually me and Sierra can actually get a very affordable one that covers a lot. So it's quite different when you're in the US. So yeah.
Yep. Questions about alcohol? 70% alcohol would be 140 proof liquor. Yep, that is correct. Oh, Brady just sent me a message. All right, so yeah, if anybody else has any questions, there's a lot of comments flying through. What shows are we streaming? Wow. What if you haven't really been watching anything?
I've been going to bed at like 8 or 9 because I'm so tired. And then I wake up at like 6 when Sierra wakes up. So
yeah.
There hasn't been very many shows for me.
I'll tell you one thing I've been watching that has been absolutely awesome is somebody gave us a hard drive and it's filled with all sorts of old movies and TV shows. And I've been watching all the old Magnum PI episodes. And they're so cheesy and great. I just love it. It's like he's got his mustache and he's rocking around in this Ferrari in Hawaii. And it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those shows that you can just watch and you sort of like laugh at the world and forget what's around you, which is exactly what I need sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's quite a few new people joining. Yeah. So maybe we can just say like, hi guys, to all the new people.
Should we do a little recap?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
We're in the Bahamas right now, in the very remote islands of Ragged Islands.
Yep, you can go to Google and you can search where is SV Delos and it will come up with a real-time map of our current location. Mm-hmm. All these islands are uninhabited, except for one down south which has 30 people at it.
Yeah.
But we don't really go down there.
Mm-hmm.
And all is well on board. Morale is good. Supplies are holding good. Fuel is good. We have water. We have electricity.
Everything is awesome.
Fishing a lot. Hunting a lot. Living off the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Eating a lot of rice, fish, lobster. About 30 different recipes. What's been your favorite? Jeez, not my rum. What's been your favorite lobster recipe so far?
Lobster mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese.
I know.
Is the best.
Oh, it's so gluttonous, what do you call it? But it's so good.
It's one of those guilty pleasure foods.
I know.
Oh man, I should make it again. We still have the lobster season did end, and before it ended, I went hunting for a good solid 3 days, and I was able to nail a couple of big ones and put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And so we have enough lobster to feed us for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we can still spearfish. There's still a grouper, there's snapper, there's hogfish here, and there's conch. And we've gotten into our conch recipes. I did like a seafood pasta conch. My dream, next I'm going to do, we have a pack of bacon that I'm saving, and I want to do conch with fig and bacon wrap the conch and fig. And then pan fry that.
That for me sounds a little bit crazy, but okay. Is Sierra gonna be bilingual? Yes. So I am speaking Swedish with her, and I'm singing to her in Swedish, and I'm reading to her in Swedish, and Brian is doing everything in English. So I hope that she will get the Swedish kind of for free. Yeah, she will. It's just, I think the English will be the main language since that's what we're talking most of the time. Oh, the batteries are topped out.
That's the high voltage alarm. We're producing too much electricity. Hold on, let me go turn that off real quick. Sorry, can you continue? I have to go turn the ice machine on now.
That's great. Yeah, and will you guys have more crew join in the future? I really, really hope so. I guess we just have to see what happens. We did have a plan that Lisa, that had been on the boat before, she was going to join in about a week from now. Obviously, that is not happening. But we really hope that she can just come later. and join us a little bit later up the road, and that we can have other crew kind of sailing with us, especially if, if it is possible to sail up the coast of the US. I don't know, it depends completely on what happens, right? But we really want more, we have patrons and we do drawings on Patreon for crews, so we really hope that we can bring some patrons along the way. That would be super, super great. But we just have to see what happens, I guess. Oi, what happened there?
Okay, I'm back.
There was a question about...
Oh, there it is. Can you hand me my remote?
Yeah.
Yeah,
how was the headset?
I turned everything on to use power. So all the lights and everything. And the ice machine. How was the head sail made with your logo? So we worked with Precision Sails, the guys in Canada. Super cool group of guys, and we basically sent them a vectored image of our logo, and then they printed out the design as they made the sail.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't enough. We're just going to have to ignore it.
That's okay.
That's all right. How much power does your washer use, and would you recommend it? The washing machine? It doesn't use very much because we can literally run it off the batteries. I think the big thing about that is if you do a hot wash. So, if you wash the diapers and it has a heater element in it that uses power to make hot water. And so if you end up heating up the water with that, it uses 2,200 watts. In total amp hours for us at 24 volts, it maybe uses like 30 or 40 amp hours.
Yeah.
But that's about it. It's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be able to run it off the solar.
I know, it's a game
without
changer,
running the
really.
generator.
It's amazing.
Any tips on provisioning for us landlubbers?
Any tips on provisioning for
Yeah.
landlubbers?
What do you think? What do you think that means? Like,
I think it's
as
just
far as provisioning for the current situation. Like, if you were living on land and you're going to go to the store and provision your house for like 2 weeks, what would you buy? What's Kaz's short list?
I would probably get a lot of good like beans and
Mine is dried mushrooms. I love dried
mushrooms.
mushrooms. They're really good.
Yeah. And I would get like dried beans, dried chickpeas, a lot of dried stuff in case, it gets a bit short on fresh stuff. So you at least can get some good fiber and stuff in you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it depends completely on where you are in the world, and how often you actually should go to the store and how big your family is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's nothing wrong with just having a little bit.
I'm a big fan of canned tomatoes because they last forever, and you can make soups with them. You can make sauces with them, like spaghetti sauces, all kinds.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And chickpeas. So with chickpeas, you can do hummus. You can put them in salads. You can do a lot of things with chickpeas.
Yeah.
And then your normal flour, salt, sugar, popcorn. Popcorn is a great snack. I go through a lot of popcorn on the boat because it's super easy and it lasts forever and it's compact.
You do eat a lot of popcorn.
I do eat I eat an extraordinary amount of popcorn.
I love this question though. Are you gonna have another baby? That must be the question that most people ask.
Before it was like, when are you going to get married?
Yeah.
When are you going to have a baby? And now it's when are you going to have another baby?
And I'm like,
look at this angel face though. Like,
I haven't even gotten over the birth of this one. It took like 50 hours.
Do you want a little brother or sister? You want a brother or sister? Yeah.
So I think when people ask me that question, we have gotten that question a lot. I feel like
it's a bit soon to
it's a bit soon to answer that one. Right now, I'm just gonna enjoy this little ray of sunshine and soak it all up. Right? Yeah.
In the last episode, Karen was getting a lot of support for being a new mom. Brian, are you getting any dad support from the tribe? Yeah, I am. It's cool. I get a lot of support from people just telling me, like, what it's like and just to cherish these moments and little tips and advice, and
it's
it's
really
great.
nice.
I mean, people are really cool, and I know, we're always so concerned about like, the perceptions of other people and what people will think, and the videos being very different now that it's just the two of us, and Brady and Alex are taking a break from the boat, and is it still adventure? Is it still sailing? Is it a baby channel? And honestly, we just do what we feel is right, and we love sailing and we love traveling, and Sierra is part of the crew, and so she just naturally appears in the videos as any crew on the boat would.
And it's been really fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
Having a lot of fun with
We've
it
been having
lately.
a lot of fun.
And it's been really, really awesome.
Got you. Karen, how and where is your mom?
Yeah, so I actually talked to Mom right before, like a half an hour before we had this, before we started the live chat, and she's doing really good. I think she's actually watching and commenting a little bit here and there, I see. She's in Sweden, in Gotland, a little island, and yeah, she's doing really well. She's out in her farmhouse, and it's not much around there, so she can take walks and stuff around the farm. And yeah, she's staying safe and she's doing really good.
How much does the satellite internet cost?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, nobody knows yet, because the system that we have on board is meant for a big ship or a super yacht or something like that. And what they've done is they've scaled it down so that we could run it on Delos, and they have provided us the system in exchange for providing them real-world testing and feedback. And so the idea is to be able to take what we've learned from installing the system, using it, breaking it, fixing it, and then help ViaSat to create a plan that is usable by cruisers and affordable by cruisers, and you can just put it on a normal cruising boat and go for it. So that plan is not out there yet, but they are working on it, and as soon as we know what the final plan would be, we would let you guys know.
Yeah.
How is Papa Delos? Oh, okay. Papa Delos is doing pretty good. He is living in Florida, and so he is on lockdown. Last I heard from him, he said it is similar to the city preparing for the impending arrival of a hurricane, except 10 times worse. He says there's nobody allowed on the boardwalk, nobody allowed on the beach. The news was that they took in the chairs from his pool, from the compound. And when they take in the chairs from the pool, that's serious business.
Yeah.
They have different hours at Publix for people who are over 60. He is basically chilling in his condo and
answering
Facebook messages. So if you do send our dad a message, or if you do send us a message and you get a response, it's probably Papa Delos sitting in his condo in Hollywood, like tearing up the interwebs.
That's awesome.
Oh, what was the hole in the side of the boat for? Why did you put a hole in the boat?
Oh, yeah.
The hole I put in the boat, somebody is referring to a video on Instagram that we put up last week, was it? Yeah. It's a 3-inch hole, and it is for an exhaust system. So before all this craziness started, we knew that we wanted to go north. And so I had a diesel-powered hydronic heating system shipped out to the Virgin Islands with the intention that I would take the time here in the Caribbean to install it and get it all ready. And then when we headed north, like, the heater would be installed and we'd just be able to go. So that whole 3 inches was for the exhaust for the diesel heater. Which will then heat up hot water, and it will pump it around the boat. It's a hydronic system, so it forces hot water through pipes in the bilge to radiators that I put in each cabin. And it should keep us with a toasty, dry heat when things start to get cold, assuming that the borders unlock and we can move north.
Yeah.
That's the big question at this point. Delos is 20 years old now. How is she holding up? She's doing pretty well. Yeah. I mean, most of the core systems have been slowly repaired or replaced by us over the years. The only thing that hasn't really been gone through is the main engine, the main diesel, and the transmission. So that will be next. But if you treat those diesels right, give them clean fuel, clean air. Don't let them overheat, change the oil. They run forever. And so she's still in good shape, still doing well. Rigging's been replaced, everything else. So
yeah. And Brady and Alex fixed a lot on there.
Brady and Alex did a tremendous job. I mean, they when we got Delos back, she was in better condition than when we handed her over. Yeah. So they did fantastic.
And we've been fixing stuff as it's been breaking, but it hasn't been like too overwhelming. No. I don't feel it's been, of course, a lot like always, but.
I mean, when Delos started getting 15 years old, we did see a pretty big bump in the maintenance, as you would expect. But now things are starting to come down.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So what's the plan for school for Sierra?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hope that
I hear distance learning is a thing now. Yeah. Since nobody else is going to school.
I hope that we will still be out sailing and that everything will be okay with that. So if that's the case, which I really, really think it will be, then we will homeschool her. And I think there's some really cool options out there, like Montessori and a few different ones like that I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm really excited about it. I'm actually listening to this book. It's in Swedish, but it just made me feel very like, yeah, this is going to be really cool. It's still a few years left, though, but you can slowly start as she evolves.
Yeah.
And
but generally homeschooling.
Yeah.
Boat schooling, home boat schooling.
Home boat schooling. And, yeah.
Jag har en fråga här, Brian. Hur är din svenska? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's I can definitely get into trouble with my Swedish. It's not, what do you say, fluent by any means, but I can understand most of what Karen and her mom say when they talk, which is nice. And sometimes you have to talk a little bit slower for me, but I can understand, and I can mispronounce quite a few things.
I think it's awesome.
I'm doing better.
Yeah.
It all comes with time, but it's a lot of fun to learn.
I also saw a question about how many teeth Sierra has, and she has 4 little teeth. 8 months, and you have 4 little teeth. And she does really well. Like now, when she started eating more food this morning, I gave her like a banana, and she literally held it and just like took a big bite with her 4 little teeth.
She loves banana.
It's like little piranha teeth.
Yeah.
It's really good. But life without her on board, it's great. Like we wake up at 7 o'clock. We have a little playtime in bed, relax a little bit together as a family, and then, you know, we give her some breakfast, and we work a little bit for her first nap, and then, you know, we go out sometimes, we do some work on the boat. We
go swimming.
But it's easier now when she can kind of like crawl around a little bit.
So we could just put her on the beach and then she crawls around.
I know, eating sand.
Eating sand. You love to eat sand, huh?
Yeah, she loves eating sand. And it's great. And in the afternoons, we usually go into the beach and just relax and, or do it on the boat.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yep. Well, we're at 48 minutes. What do you say we go enjoy the day?
Yeah.
I guess we just wanted to thank everybody for joining and watching the videos over these years, and wish all of you safety and happiness and health in this crazy time that we're having. And we plan to continue releasing videos that hopefully will make people feel good about the world as a nice, safe, happy, friendly, healthy place. And we'll get through this together.
We will.
We'll be
Thank
fine.
You guys so much for joining. It was awesome to see all the comments and everything. It's really cool.
Sending you all of our love from Delos to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And little Sierra.
And little Sierra. Can you say hey though?
Hey though.
Hey though. All right. Thanks everybody. And we will.
Did you see that?
We will be one more thing. We're continuing to release our videos. Upcoming, we are leaving Green Island. We're only a few weeks behind now. Really, we're really close to real time. So we're going to be showing our sail to St. Croix coming up real soon. We go diving in St. Croix, and then we sail to the Bahamas, and then we're actually showing the Bahamas videos that we're filming now, which is freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
We've never been this close to real time ever. and it's amazing. And if anybody summer's approaching also, so if anybody's looking for a good way to protect your skin, check out our rash guards. We just got a fresh batch in the shop.
Sierra is doing some swag.
That's
We are all like swagging
we're all
up.
swagged out.
Look at swagging it up.
Yeah. And,
Swagging it up. Right?
if you guys like these live streams, please let us know, because we can do, you know, one of these a month or whatever if you like them, and if you think that they're cool, just be sure to send us a message, Facebook, comment on the video, whatever. We'll see it eventually.
Oi.
Okay, we love you all. We're really out of here now. Have a great day and be safe, healthy, and happy. Bye.
Bye, love you.
End.